Welcome back, students of class 10th. Today we will discuss some of the important questions of the chapter 2 in history, nationalism in India. The first question can be: explain the major factors which promoted the sense of nationalism in the Indians. Now let's discuss the answer. Now the spreading of nationalism took place due to the following factors: united struggle, cultural processes, common identity, revival of Indian folklore, and the role of the leaders. Now different religious groups and communities unitedly struggle against the British rule. We can explain it under the topic united struggle. Now the cultural processes means the unity spread through various cultural processes like history, folklore, songs and symbols that helped in the spread of nationalism. The painting of Bharat Mata was commonly identified as motherland and inspired the people equally. Reviving the folklore through the folk songs, legends helped in promoting traditional culture and restore a sense of pride in the past history and culture. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru aroused the feelings of nationalism through their motivational speeches and political activities. Thus, it can be concluded that nationalism spread when people began to believe that they were all part of the same nation. Now, let's move on to the next question. Now, how did the non-cooperation movement spread in cities across the country? Explain its effects on the economic front. Now, the non-cooperation Khilafat movement was started by the Congress Party in January 1921. Initially, this movement started with middle-class participation in the cities. Thousands of students, teachers, lawyers gave up their institutions and profession and joined the movement. This movement began in different cities across the country. The non-cooperation movement dramatically affected the economy of British India. The economic effects of non-cooperation movement can be discussed as foreign goods and foreign clothes were boycotted, import of foreign clothes halved between 1921 and 22 and its value dropping from 102 crore to 57 crore rupees. In many places, merchants and traders refused to trade in foreign goods or invest in foreign trade. As people discarded imported clothes and started to use Indian clothes, production of Indian textile mills and handlooms went up. In this way, the non-cooperation movement helped to boost the Indian economy. Now let's go to the next question. How did plantation workers in Assam had their own understanding of Mahatma Gandhi and the notion of Swaraj? You can explain the answer in such a manner. The plantation workers in Assam had understood the notion of Swaraj in the following ways. For plantation workers in Assam, freedom meant what? It meant the right to move freely in and out of the confused space in which they were enclosed. Under the Inland Immigration Act of 1859, plantation workers were not permitted to leave the tea gardens without permission. Swaraj for them meant returning to a link to the village from which they had come. When they heard the non-cooperation movement, thousands of workers refused to obey their authorities, left the plantations and headed home. They believed that Gandhi Raj was coming and everyone would be given land in their own village. But one of the major questions is the civil disobedience movement was different from the non-cooperation movement. We have to support the answers, your statement with some examples. Now the civil disobedience movement was different from the non-cooperation. We all know that. The main differences between those two movements are civil disobedience movement was launched in 1930 and the non-cooperative movement launched in 1921. Civil disobedience movement was first supported by industrialists like G.D. Birla, Purushottam Das Thakur Das, and where the non-cooperation movement started with middle-class participation. The growing proximity of the Congress Party and the Hindu Mahasabha prevented the Muslims to participate in the civil disobedience movement. Due to Khalifa issues, Muslim community participated in non-cooperation on large scale. The civil disobedience movement was withdrawn in 1931 when Gandhi signed Gandhi-Irving Pact. The non-cooperation movement was withdrawn by Gandhiji due to violent incident at Chauri Chaura. Large-scale participation of women in one of the most significant features of the civil disobedience movement. whereas in non-cooperation movement, women did not participate in the large scale. So these are some of the important questions in this video. We will get back to you in some other videos with some more important questions. Till then, keep watching Learnify Brain Loom.